Hello, good morning, traders. This is Baja Pips. It's currently Monday, October 16th, 2023, 11:42 a.m. I'm here in Eastern China, and today I'm going to be doing my weekly technical breakdown. I want to get started with the economic calendar, as usual. Right now, I'm using my FX book, and I like this economic calendar because they have a lot of the news events that the other calendars don't. I usually use a combination of two. So in this video, you'll see at least two economic calendars. Main ones I use are my FX book, Forex Factory, Daily FX, and Investing.com. I use a combination of all four, just in case there might be some high impact news that is considered in one calendar that is not, that it might be medium in another, or it might be low in another. So I like to use a combination of all so I don't miss an important event. Now I'm going to be taking a look at the calendar. I don't really care about Italian news. I'm only looking at the Eurozone, and I am going to be day trading today as well. Maybe I'll record that session, maybe not. I do notice that when I do record, I have to switch back and forth, and right now I may just, it all depends on my mood. But I will show y'all some swing trades. We have a Euro group meeting that already happened earlier this morning. It was low impact news, not really too focused on German news. Want to see what's affecting the entire European Union. There's nothing much today, speech, but I learned how to trade around these. It's not a big deal for me anymore. And at 4:30, I should be done with my trading by then. Yeah, so no inflation, no interest rates, no CPI, no central bank meeting, no bank holiday. So to me, it looks pretty nice of a day. There's no non-farm. So yeah, looks like a good, at least 2 day outlook. There's some high impact news tomorrow, but it shouldn't affect my trades that are already going. Retail sales, that's totally fine. I'm only looking for the Black Swan events. There's a high impact speech in one day on Wednesday, so be careful of that. Inflation for GBP. I'm trading the GU. But yeah, nothing crazy. So I'm gonna take a look at the charts now, and yeah, if something does pop up, I will be utilizing my trailing stops in case something does go against my narrative. Let's get to the technicals and let's mark some charts up. Here we are on the charts, and I'm gonna start from left to right. This is just my weekly watch list. Just want to see. I don't really need a scanner. I usually use a scanner for stocks. If it's just currencies, I look at the pairs that I already have opened up on my chart, just because they do kind of correlate each other quite often. So if something's going on in most of the market, I'm not going to look for that one odd pair that's going to be giving me a potential move. It's just a generalization. That's how I trade Forex. I have some indices here too. And yeah, I'm just going to get started from left to right. Here we have UJ, seeing if there's a possible setup. There's a possible breakout to the north side, but I don't see anything setting up just yet. And it's a little late in the day. It's late Asian session. And if I don't see a setup by around this time, I'm going to skip it. So that's pretty easy to just pass on. UK 100, FTSE. Still don't see a breakout anywhere. I would not take this short. It's too deep of a pullback. So I'm going to leave that one alone. Euro USD, I use this for my scalping. GU, it looks pretty bearish, but looks a little bit late. Looks like the drop happened on Friday or Sunday, actually. The 16th, 13th. So yeah, the drop happened on Friday. And yeah, if you were late to this trade, I mean, it already happened. So 47 pips, looks like it already dropped about 53, about 1 R. And I would have had a trailing stop hit already at like 0.5 R. So that's telling me that this pair might be moving back to the upside. It could continue down, but as you can see on the 5 minute time frame, it doesn't even give me a valid setup to get in. It looks like it's just moving sideways, consolidating from highs and lows of the day, and it's bouncing around in one long range. So I'm going to leave this one alone and Let's get back to that maybe later on this week, but I don't see anything market moving for that. The SPX 500 looks like it could possibly go long on the daily, but as of right now, there's nothing setting up for me. So once again, I'm gonna leave that one alone, um, just because there's no valid setup for me just yet. Euro AUD, it looks like it's dropping on the 5 minute. Let me take a look at the 4 hour though. 4 hour, kind of not the best time to take a sell, even if it goes down. What I would need to do, let me move my screen to the right so y'all can see my numbers. Okay, so what I would need to do is to see price drop a lot further than what it's doing for me to go for an RT back to the old range. As y'all can see, I'm going to put my horizontal line, trail it for y'all right here. So you can see that price is rejecting those highs. It's been at about monthly highs since September 19th. We see that price did struggle to break these highs and it went back to the downside. Right now, it did have at least one additional attempt early this month to break the highs and it got rejected and it's going for the third time breaking these highs. Let's see if it stays above these highs, in which I'll be looking for a possible long if we can break above 1.67137 and stay above. Then I'll be looking for a possible long. And I would take this at least 100 pips north to September highs. That is a possibility, but as of right now, there's no trade for me. Like I said, if a sell is popping up, I would need to see bears step in a lot more. I need to see more magnitude drop to the downside with a nice pattern. As of right now, there's nothing, so we're going to be sitting on the side. That CAD JPY, nothing here. As you can see, it's a complex move. I'm not even interested in this trade. There's nothing for me right here, so I'm gonna leave it alone. 40 Spain index. Okay. I don't really trade these. They're just up there on my chart. NZD USD. Take a look at this. No, it's too whipsawy. Like there was a nice little bear drop and price did drop. Show y'all right now. Really nice bear rally to the downside of about 90 pips. But upon the pullback entry of what I would have traded, it looks like price barely went down. You had a 30 pip stop loss. It only went down like not even 1 hour. And right now it's trailing that out. So I would have a trailing stop hit as of this morning. Right, a little bit past break even. So yeah, that is not a good setup for me. I'm gonna leave that one alone, even though on the 5 minute, even the 5 minute is not dropping. As you can see, the correlation is wild. It gapped up earlier today, and price has been struggling to break down. If you're looking for a short, it's clearly not the pattern that you need when you're looking down, downside. Where do you see sellers stepping in today? You don't. You just have. When I trade, I go with a narrative. I go with real time analysis, and if I don't get it right set up in real time, I'm gonna leave it alone. So right now, price is not moving on down on the 5 minute, even though on the 4 hour it was. For me, I need to see they line up exactly the same. If you look at my last weekly technical breakdown, I was looking at this pair, and I did also mention that if the 5 minute is not aligned with the 4 hour, I'm not going to take the trade because of the conflict between the time frames. 4 hours for the longer term, the 5 minute is for the shorter term. And if price is not moving accordingly for both of them, then there's a conflict. If there's a conflict, you don't force a trade, because what I do, I don't hope. I look for exact entries and exits. Okay, yeah. Once you've been doing this for long enough, you do have that intuitive power to just look at the charts and pretty much almost instantaneously see if something is interesting or not. And that saves me from, for one, from wasting my time, and two, from taking poor quality setups that has a high probability of stopping me out. And that frees up my margin. It keeps everything clear, and it makes the journey a lot easier and simpler. You want to be doing this for long term, you're going to have these type of instincts to be able to say nope, yes, no, yes, maybe. Okay, this is interesting. Let's take a look at it. That's kind of how trading is. So far, it's been absolute no's, but let's keep going. Maybe we'll find something in my lineup. GA, Same thing here. It's not interesting. It's not appealing. Sometimes the markets could be in these weird ranges for weeks. And so right now I'm risk off on this pair. GU, I just took a look at this. AU, not good. I did break this down last week, and I did mention that it was not a good sell. And as y'all can see right now, it is moving on back to the upside, even though we did have a strong bear shot to the downside. It did not want to follow through. It and the entry was triggered, but right now I would be out around break even, maybe even a little bit, you know, in a little bit of a loss, maybe like a 0.3R, 0.4R loss. But that's why I use trailing stops. So my hard stop is not hit. If y'all remember, my hard stop on this pair would have been right above 0.633. And yeah, looks like price is moving on up with strength. Looking at the 5 minute time frame, it is bullish. Like I said, I do not trade the 5 minute alone. So yes, if you're an intraday trader, you could be long right now, but honestly, it's not the best time unless you got long during Asia. It looks like price is also congested. We had some pretty deep pullbacks as of lately, and I wouldn't just be hopping on a buy because if I was long this entire time since earlier this morning, I would be out right around here. And this was about an hour ago. So the past hour it's been looking like it's reclining back to the downside. And yeah, just leave it alone. It's not interesting. USD is Asia session right now. If you're going for a long, the pullback is too deep. And if you're going for a short, it's a little too premature. We are tied up in a pretty tight range right now. Everything, like I said, everything is looked at in real time, not hindsight. So I did not see these pairs before recording this video. This is my first time, so y'all can see my efficiency. I read in price action. Everything that I show y'all is transparent, and this is just how I read it. I don't have anything to hide. I don't like pre-recording. I don't like making myself sound like someone I'm not. So you hear the genuinity in my voice. That's just me trading in real time. I'm looking at it as we speak. So right now we are trapped up in a range. Those of y'all that know how I mark off a range, apologies for that. Yeah, those of you that know how I mark off a range, I usually look for 3 ways of the same or similar size. Just kind of like using it as a measurement tool to see if we're going to be in some congestion. We are in the 100 pip range. We have price that went down. As you see, there was a bear drop. It was a nice bear trend for quite a while. Looks like the bear trend was going on since the beginning of this month. And we had a nice top formation. There's a little RT right here. Boom, boom, boom. Price, if you got entered in on the RT, price would have stopped you out like not that much longer after, but you had a little DP that did happen afterwards. Would I have traded this? Probably not. It all depends on the context. I don't know what happened on this day, so to be brutally honest with you, I don't know if I would trade that, but it was dropping, and we could see that it was little waves, little bars to the downside, so that was not a good trend anyways. And then we did go into some indecision, and right now we are into some chop. So we're in a range. If you're trading, I don't know, intraday, maybe you can find a setup, but if not, then you can leave that one alone. So this one I'm leaving alone. No USD for me. Now y'all see it's a boring week. There's not really much happening, and that kind of is just how the markets are sometimes. GJ, I'm gonna take a look at this. Nope, nothing. I might have even looked at this already. The JPYs are just not moving favorably. Yeah, if you got into this last week, there was a nice little drop. There's a nice little RT. I'm gonna show y'all right now, but I did miss it. I was not around the computer at the time. Might have not even happened during my session. So, and yeah, that's about it. I'm also gonna update this on my website. It's been down for a few days. It's been undergoing maintenance. I'm trying to find new web developers and software designers. I'm trying to revamp my course and my entire website interface. So I'm gonna have it published again, but I will be doing a complete makeover of it within the next several weeks. But it'll be back up shortly after this video. But I want to finish this. I'll tap into that later. Just a little heads up. But yeah, GJ, nothing. I would have been in it last week, and yeah, I just wanted to show y'all. This would have probably been a good RT right here, as we can see price knocked out the swing lows, pulled back, and we had a pretty solid entry, 74 pips. Got like 140 pips to the downside. That would have been a nice trade. The trade would have probably yielded, as we can see right now, it's not the best, but maybe 0.5 R, because it looks like it's hitting the possible trailing stop. The trailing stop would have been right above these highs right here at 181.903. So if price does hit that, hey, it was like a 0.5 R trade. So nothing is complete. Everything looks incomplete, and that's just the setups. Pretty much, I'm repeating myself at this point. Like I said, the Forex market, it correlates. So, AJ is pretty much doing the same thing as GJ. Very similar patterns. Just obviously they're different currencies, so not going to be the exact pattern, but the same narrative's playing out. This is not an RT. This would have been a nice TC, as y'all can see. It dropped 118 pips. There was a 45 pip stop loss, but I need at least a 130 pip move, so I would not have taken this short to the downside anyways. But if you did, you would have only been up at most 38 pips, or give or take of 40, before it trailed you out. So trailing stop would have been hit around break even, and this is not the greatest trade setup neither, because you would be in cash right now, like I am. That's why I don't take certain trades. Now, y'all, if you've been following up with my videos on a weekly basis, you can see the truth that I do speak. If I say, hey, I'm gonna sit out, I'm not gonna take the trade because this is conflicting with something, you can actually go back to my older videos and you can see the same lineup across the bottom of my screen with all my pairs. I don't move it, I don't change it. I might add to it, but I don't really remove much. I look at the same stuff. It's like exercise. It's like exercise for the brain, for the mind, for your pattern recognition skills and your trade management. So uh, I do the same thing. You can see from start to finish, and you can see everything set up. And as of right now, there's nothing. AJ, I also mentioned, like, I'm not interested in the trade, and I'm following through with my word. I'm still not taking nothing. So yeah, we could possibly have a bottoming formation, but in order for me to see that, I need to see the highs of. Show y'all right now. I see it and then I don't. So yeah, we need to see 94.883 taken out. Price pullback, stay above 95, and continuation to the north side. I would be taking that long as high as 95.8. Oops, my bad. Yeah, 95.83, around that, give or take. These are just estimates. They're not exact numbers, so obviously we have to account for the other variables, such as using trailing stops, any high impact news that might trail the market. So another narrative. That's why I trade in real time. I don't trade in hindsight. I don't predict. I hate predictive trading. That's something that it's one of the cardinal principles to trade in real time. If I am caught predicting, I don't trade. I take a step away from the charts and I reevaluate the way I'm thinking, because even as it's deadly, it's a deadly sin in trading. Even when I'm day trading, I don't predict. It's always, I don't know what's happening on the right side. All I know is what's happening in real time is ticking 94.504, 0.50, whatever it's doing, 501, 504, 501, 497. That's the real time. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I never know. That's my honesty. Like, I do not know what's gonna happen every time I trade. Those of you that see my trading in real time, I don't have to know. I just trade what I see, and I am consistent at what I do because I record and I document all of my days that I trade. Every single day is documented that I trade. I don't hide anything. My losses are taken in front of you, and my wins are also taken in front of you. So if you haven't seen that, you can check my real time trading videos. It's titled all across my page, Real Time Forex Trading. When it says real time, that's what I mean. It's in real time. Unfortunately, for swing trading, I can't show y'all what's going to happen in the next 8 to 12 hours in this video, or else this feed is just going to be going on forever. So I just get back to it at the middle of the week, end of the week, the end of the week, and update y'all that way. Imagine if I recorded this right here from last week, Friday. This video would still be going on from the weekend. So what's the point of that? So I come back, I check up with y'all, and you can just go back to my prior videos. that are about 20 to 30 minutes long and see exactly what I said. It's not prediction. GCAD, there's nothing here. I don't like it. It looks like it's breaking out of a longer term, midterm range. Label the highs right here. Label the lows. Those of you that are my students of my private coaching, y'all already know about context. I do not trade in this context. It's 3 waves of similar size. It doesn't have to be exact, but we have a wave. You see that low? There's a little little congestion right here. Breakout. That's one wave. Went about 150 pips. Then we had another wave to the downside of about the same. You see, 150 pips up, bounced off. 150 pips down, bounced off. 150 pips up, bounced off. That's 3 waves. 1, 2, 3. Once it hits those 3 waves, you box it off, and it hit a 4th wave just now. So if you were trying to go long, like I said, you don't want to trade in this area for many reasons. If you went long on the 13th, last Friday, you would be stopped out because I use tight stops. I don't use wide stops like the majority of the industry. I don't need to. And yeah, you'll be stopped out. Price is moving on down, but you don't know. You don't want to predict. You don't want to chase price just because it's dropped. 8 hours on the 13th. For 8 hours, it did drop pretty heavily. But also remember, there's high impact news that might have influenced that move to the downside. So right now, we are outside of that range. We are pulling back. So yeah, if I see a drop, I'm going to highlight this. See a drop below 1.65425, then yeah, maybe I might look for a potential short. We do have a little bit conflicting lows. I'm going to draw a trend line right here so y'all can actually see. It's like 3 lows. It's not a big deal. I love MT5 because on MT4, if I drew a trend line, it would take up the whole screen, if y'all remember. It's one of the benefits of this. But yeah, this is not a good estimate right here. So yeah, we have basically 1, 2, I can't see my mouse. 1, 2, the third bounce kind of went sideways, so we went to a little extended consolidation, but technically 3 bounces. We broke out north, and we're going to revisit these lows. So I'm going to draw 2 trend lines so y'all can have a little visual clarity. There's that, a little minor uptrend, and then there's this little minor uptrend coming up. Okay. And then there's this little minor uptrend that also, so we have like 2 ascending uptrends, but it does not look very stable. As you can see, price kind of, this uptrend was strong. We would have seen price continue to bounce, but instead we could see something like this. And yeah, we are in a conflict with the bulls. So yeah, there's no trading there. USD I'm gonna take a look at this next. Yeah, I mean, I think I already went over this, y'all. Some of these are repeating, so yeah, nothing here. Euro, AUD CAD, nothing. NZD JPY, nothing. UJ, nothing. AUD CHF, nothing. Gold and silver. Let's check out gold. Ooh, bullish. But there's nothing. It just because it went up doesn't mean you buy right away. If you bought this 4 hours ago, you'd be out of the money right now. As you can see, the entire day from the beginning of the day to now, it's been dropping. So that's what I mean by you can't just buy something just because it's been going up. You can't just sell something because it's going down. You don't want to sell against this major bull rally that just happened. You can see gold definitely shot up, and it is quite bullish right now. It's been up about 550 points. And yeah, I would not really touch this. Just giving y'all that little heads up. Just don't just trade something because you see a high impulse move. So yeah, that's gold. And lastly, let's take a look at Bitcoin on a daily. It's been congestion for a couple months now. Wouldn't touch this. Like I said, my previous breakdowns, I also mentioned I'm not touching Bitcoin for a while, and you can see it's just been moving sideways. So yeah, that's pretty much it. No Bitcoin trading for right now. Wouldn't even touch this. This is completely sideways. Maybe for the next several months. Need to see a break higher above 31,000 or break lower below 23,000 before I look for a possible setup. I'm only bullish Bitcoin. I don't want to sell it because it's like highly unpredictable. Crypto is just it looks like something that could be possibly traded in the future, but as of right now, I would not touch it. So that's my breakdown for y'all. 25 minutes in, and yeah, I love what I do. I do what I love, and right now I'm in cash, and I will not take any trades as far as swing trading goes. which is why there's a benefit of day trading, because I could actually day trade on a daily and the patterns and setups are tradable. Um, because I use the 1 minute chart and contacts and conditions change really rapidly. But on the swing trading, sometimes you have to sit out entire weeks. I sat out last week. I didn't find any setups. We're just in a moment of war and a lot of sanctions and things happening around the world, which is geopolitical and economic issues that is causing the markets to be unstable. Y'all have a great time, and I'll get back to you later. Peace.